Ramble.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? It is so good to have you here with us. I am talking to our listeners, but I'm also talking to my beautiful co-hosts. We've got Becky.
Hello.
We got Maggie.
Hi.
And Matthew.
Hello.
I'm so happy to see all of you. I wish that I saw you so much more. And I have been living vicariously through your lives these last months. Tell me everything about Vietnam.
Wow. Give us the tea.
Vietnam.
For those that don't know, Matt and I went to Vietnam for David Dang's 40th birthday. Woo-woo. Age him out right there.
His
21st birthday.
Hashtag DD40.
We love you, David.
DD4D.
No, Vietnam was amazing. Have you ever been anywhere in Asia?
China
China?
and Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I've been to Thailand.
Thailand.
I remember you came back
It's-
with some mosquito bites.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got intense bite because it was post-rain and I didn't lather up.
You definitely need the strong insect
DEET.
repellent. Yeah.
Yes.
So much DEET.
98% DEET.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
98.
Oh, yeah.
Eat stuff away.
Like burn after. Like, I feel like on the second week, we were all like, like our
my
skin
skin?
was just on fire from the DEET.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You're type O too, Becky, right? Yeah. They like type O
Yeah.
blood types.
You are too?
Uh-huh. And I'm allergic. We've
Allergic
talked about
to,
this. Just any sort of
mosquitoes.
bite. So like my bite's look intense.
Oh, yeah.
But how was it? What parts
It was
did you
so
go
fun.
to?
It was a blast. So we did mostly the northern part of Vietnam. So our home base was Hanoi, and we went up on a couple different overnight trips. So one of them was to an area called Sapa, which is like almost to the border of China up in the mountains. So it's all the pictures where you see like the rice paddies and, it's where the Hmong people are. So it was really just like breathtaking views, like storybook.
Yeah. I didn't realize how close we were to China until we were on a hike and the guide was like, and there's China. And we were like, what?
Yeah.
There you are.
What do you know?
We did an extensive hike one day
Very excited.
where we were trudging through the rice paddies and it was like raining and surrounded by like water buffalo,
Yeah.
slip and slide down the
definitely
mountain.
slip and
So
slide
10 out of 10 would
experience.
recommend.
I loved it.
I don't like falling. Oh, like probably 15 times. We were going down. At certain points, it was wet concrete, wet rock. I mean, there was no trail. I would say Viator said that it was definitely a beginner hike. And I would say, as someone who has gone on 8-hour hikes before, it was
Not a beginner hike.
that was like, we needed way better shoes for what we were doing.
Dang.
And it was raining, but it
Yeah.
was like really, really beautiful. And it was hot. So it wasn't like too, you didn't get too sweaty because you were like so hot at one point and then it's raining that it's like,
Misty.
you just exist in the air.
Washed it right off.
Yeah, washed it right away.
And some of the local or indigenous people there will like follow you to help you because it gets really slippery or you're like walking across bamboo like over the streams and stuff. So
And we went to this really cool, one of my favorite parts was we went to this place called Ninh Binh. And it was just beautiful. It was like everything you see in movies, like beautiful water. We did these like boat rides, and the women paddled the boat with their feet.
Whoa.
It was like big foot paddling like this.
That's amazing.
It was
Hand-eye
so
foot
cool.
coordination over here.
Yeah.
When you said paddle with the boat with their feet, I thought you were going to say that they were actually paddling it with like kicking with their feet.
Oh, no. They're still using oars. Still
yeah,
using
with
oars.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
impressive.
And was this a pit stop along hike or was this a different day that you did?
A different day.
Okay.
It was almost like
Different region.
Hanoi was like our home base, and then we would take day trips and overnights to other places until the second week we were there. We took a flight that I would describe as like the Southwest flight from hell, which was Vietjet Airlines. I didn't even fit in the seats. Keith had trouble fitting in most of Asia.
Yeah.
But the seats on that airplane, I mean, his feet were like almost off the ground because he was like, I can't put them anywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was tiny.
You were just like
tiny
sitting
plane.
in each other's laps, pretty much.
Yeah,
Wow.
we had we had 2 bus rides where they have like the like lay down
Oh, yeah.
seats.
Okay.
So you're like, and they're double decker, so they're like bunk beds.
Yeah.
And it's the whole bus is like that, just 3 of them, all the 3 rows all the way back. So Keith definitely had a hard time fitting in those.
We called it the king
Squishing
bed.
in.
Thankfully, we didn't have to. There was a second level to the king bed. And on our first ride to Sapa, the 5-hour one where we're laying down, the people above us, strangers. And they were in these like, you're essentially in a tiny bed.
Oh, wow.
Like just smooshed with these other people.
Yeah.
And I was very thankful to not be on the top bunk
Yeah.
with strangers.
Yeah. And then we went to Halong Bay, which was really beautiful. It's like
Bay
you
was
do
gorgeous.
like an overnight boat cruise and they take you out into the bay and you see like the crazy mountains and hills that just like plunge into the water and go kayaking. And you do like karaoke
Whoa.
on the boats and stuff
While you're
Yeah.
at
kayaking?
night.
That
And it's
sounds
really
like
fun.
a blast.
It's really fun because you're there. A lot of Vietnamese people go there for vacation, so it's not like you're there with all like Americans or Europeans or something. It's like you're very intermingled with everywhere you
yeah.
go there. You're kind of very intermingled with Vietnamese people too. So it's places they visit. So that was really cool to interact.
Did you guys meet somebody there? I remember seeing pictures of people that I didn't know in your like Instagram stories.
Oh yeah, it was like it was some people from David's like work, other people that he knew from
Got
LA.
it. Okay.
So it was like basically like if you could go, you met in Vietnam or Bali, which is where they went for the relaxing beach. We did more of like the adventure
Yes,
vacation.
very
And
adventurous.
Bali was a little
Very
more
adventure-y.
relaxing. Yeah. But we went to Saigon after we went to Hanoi. So that's now Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah, we did a really cool food tour when we were in
Oh,
Saigon.
yeah.
Oh my God, it was absolutely delicious. And everybody rode these mopeds.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. Most people in Vietnam drive mopeds, not cars. So it was like you were basically playing Frogger every time you cross the street.
Oh my
Like people don't stop. You just walk. You just walk with, and you put your hand out. Excuse me.
Yeah,
And just hope that somebody
close your eyes, honestly. Yeah. But the food tour was so cool because there were a group of like 10 of us. So we each got our own like tour guide, our own date for the night that we would ride on the back of their Vespa or their little motorcycle. And it was like all of a sudden we were just surrounded by all they're like college students.
Oh.
So it was really fun. It was very high energy. They're all there. They really wanted to talk to you, like practice their English. And they would bring us all the way around the city to like 6 or 7 different stops to try all these local dishes. So it was just like so high energy, so much at once. You're on like the back of the Vespa, just like going around the city, like dodging
zipping
people
around.
out. Yeah, we had to wear helmets. Yes. So it was a really cool night. It was like one of my favorite activities.
Oh yeah, that was one of my like all-time favorites. We also did some like historical tours, and Matt and Keith went down into this like cave. How would you describe it? Like how big was it? 3 feet?
Oh my gosh. It was like, yeah, you had to get on your like elbows and knees to
Right. Yeah.
like go through them. So it's like they're called the Gucci tunnels, and it's basically what the Viet Cong would use during guerrilla warfare because so the Americans couldn't see them or the other American allied forces, whatever you want to call them, couldn't see them. So they would, use these tunnels, and there was a huge network of them, but they would be all different shapes and sizes, the tunnels. So they would go from like big to really small to big. So you would, some people never even saw like the light of day for years because they would be living in these tunnels.
in them?
And they were like they had like multi-levels to them too.
And so why didn't you go, Becky?
I was going to have a panic attack. I went around the corner. I went down because our tour guide was like, at least go see it. And I was like, okay, I will see it. I will step in. But if I got to go, I got to go. And so me and like 4 other people didn't go in because it was just
So tight.
It was so tight. It was so small. It was so hot.
Yeah, it's definitely very somber.
Yeah.
And they had all these like dioramas, like life-size dioramas with mannequins and stuff to like portray what the camps there were like.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of lore around them having like mystical powers, or like if you touch them, you'll get bad luck, or like
You'll get
just because of the juju in the area.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So we were like, no, I will not touch. No, thank you.
Don't touch anything.
I won't do that.
Becky's just walking like this.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No, but I think it's important to go and see things like that, because then it makes you really realize the situation that had happened there and how people lived, and just makes you feel so thankful,
Yeah.
of your own life.
Yeah. And it was just a good history lesson, because we only hear one side.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
like going somewhere else and hearing
Oh, yeah.
the history that they have and the history of their people there was really neat. It's all very cool.
And the Vietnamese people are so nice.
Literally so
Literally
nice.
every single person. So nice, wants to help you, wants to talk to you.
The bills there, the dong as their currency is huge. It's in massive numbers. There were times where I literally just put my money in front of Matt and was like, Matt, how do I?
Yeah, like
much?
$1 is like 23,000 or something.
What?
Yeah.
I can't remember. So
It was 2 million dong you could take out at the airport was $84.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just so
my
many
goodness.
zeros.
2 million of anything. You're just like, well,
yeah.
what do I do with this?
But literally, we would go, we would buy water, we would do anything. And obviously, there was a huge communication barrier. Everybody was very okay, give me this much. Here you go. It was never, I don't know. I feel like other times when I've traveled internationally, people have been like, okay, be careful about pickpockets or getting taken advantage of or anything that. Was just not. There was no fear of that there. Everybody was just so grateful that people were traveling within their country, and we stayed, instead of doing hotels, we actually stayed in homestays. So we got to talk with, in Ninh Binh, our homestay owner, her and her husband. The husband was the one who took us on our hike and our tour on the second day, and she cooked the night before and just chatted with us about her life.
Yeah.
It was just so
They're
cool.
happy water.
Happy
They call
water.
it happy water. It's like
What is happy
their
water?
moonshine they
Yeah.
make at home, and then they infuse
that's
it.
funny.
Everyone has their own recipe, each family or whatever, and they infuse them with different herbs and spices and stuff
So it's-
like
Yeah.
that.
And they
It's
specifically
hard liquor. It's
Yeah.
it's
It's hard
spirits.
liquor.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like moonshine.
It's like fire water. Yeah.
Yeah,
got a
and there
real
was
kick.
one of them that we went to had snakes in it, like snakes and lizards and stuff. Yeah,
Alive?
well, they were dead because
Yeah.
you
were dead drunk.
It's
Because
something
they
tea.
were killed in the liquor?
I think they killed them and then they put
Yeah. Like infused
they take out all the
them.
organs and stuff, and then they put them in to the big thing of moonshine, and they just
Tea, it's snake soup.
kind of
So what
ferments
is-
in there
yeah.
for a long time.
What
you
does
know?
that
It adds
do to
flavor.
the moonshine if you put a snake in it?
Well, it's supposed to pull out the nutrients or the things that are in the snake. So in a lot of Eastern cultures, snakes are thought to bring a lot of vitality and vigor. Yeah.
And does it check out? Did you have some of this snake
I mean,
moonshine?
after taking a shot of really hard alcohol, you feel great, honestly.
We felt very
Seconds
invigorated.
Snakes or no snakes?
You feel great.
Very invigorated.
Yeah, you feel great.
Vitality.
But it was a
was really-
blast.
it was
10
so
out of 10
fun.
recommend.
10 out of 10.
Everyone should go.
recommend. Yeah.
And then
It was
Bali.
really nice.
Oh yeah, Bali was amazing too. Bali was super fun. It was the exact kind of opposite adventure as Vietnam,
So glad we left. No.
because it was the pace was very relaxing. We had just had a nice Airbnb that we stayed in, and we didn't really have a lot of planned activities because in Vietnam everything was very planned, go go go. And
I don't know if you know this about Matt, but he loves a good itinerary.
It's true. You gotta know what you're doing.
Minute by
Gotta be
minute.
prepared.
A moment by moment itinerary.
I do remember we were near Matt during Christmas time last year. We were in sort of the same area, and Matt sent us a whole itinerary
Yeah.
for the 4 days that we were there.
That's amazing.
Yes,
Stay
exactly.
prepared.
Well, people always want to know what to expect.
That's true.
True.
Takes the anxiety out of things. and stuff,
It does.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah. But Bali was great because it's also very comfortable there, and it's much more westernized. It's been, there's a lot more there that we would have here. Whereas Vietnam, it's not. It's still very true to kind of the Vietnamese culture. In Bali, I think it has been, I wouldn't say tourist trapped, but it's very touristy.
Resort.
Yeah, like
vibe?
resorty. Yeah. So like you walk out, there's lots of shops and like lots of like cafes and everything's like vegan, so it's like very
Oh, yeah. We did have one vegan on the trip.
Silver Lake-esque.
That sounds very
She did not fare well most days.
Poor thing.
It was like a big meat excursion.
Great places to go. But this time coming back, I mean, because the plane takes like 20 hours to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a whole day commitment to get there and then the same to get back. But it took me like a week. Like I was so sick for 2 or 3 days after I came back just from the
So
time
tired.
change.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the jet lag. It was the worst jet lag I've ever had.
How about you, Becky?
Same. I was dead. I was dead.
bad.
I also am not a good, I don't follow the rules of not napping. I just can't. If I don't sleep the night before,
have
like
to just
last
not
night, I
nap.
didn't sleep. So when I go home, I'm taking a nice 2-hour nap
Yeah.
and then waking up.
If Becky's tired, she's got to sleep.
I gotta sleep.
There's
I
so
gotta
little
nap.
sleep in your life anyway.
Yeah, it's gotta happen. But we stayed up till I think we made it to we landed at 11 in the morning back here and we went to bed at 6.
That's pretty
So
good.
we made a pretty good run for it. But then we did sleep until 2 the next day or something.
Ugh.
Our bodies were definitely
It's hard.
needing to be re-energized. We needed happy water.
We needed
Lots of happy water.
I don't know. If you drink a lot of happy water, you think that would really energize
Apparently
you?
do a lot of karaoke if you drink a lot of happy water is the word on the street from our tour guide.
That sounds like it would check out.
Yeah. What have you guys been up to since we've been, now that we're back?
While you guys were gone, we got COVID. So there was a whole lot of just hanging out in the backyard. We
No fun.
ordered a medium-sized blow-up pool, and we used it every day. Yeah, just
Swimming.
it's like trying not to waste too much water while also trying to stay cool.
How long did you keep the pool water in the inflatable?
Oh, excellent question. Probably too long. Probably too long. But it would get really hot. When it was out in the sun during the day. And so then we would fill it with a little bit of cold water and then it would be perfect. And then, it would lose a little bit of water. So every day we would put in just a
Cycle
little bit more
it.
water.
Yeah. We also have an inflatable pool and Zach gets upset with me. And I forgot because we hadn't blown it up since last summer, but I immediately got Bowie inside and there was just dog hair.
No.
And Zach was
It's not like a real pool. It doesn't filter itself.
It does not filter. And Zach was like, man, Maggie, why'd you do that? He doesn't even enjoy it that much. I was like, I know, but we enjoyed it.
Gotta cool them off.
Gotta cool them off. Yeah. So that's always fun. You can put little chlorine tabs in them. That extends it by, well, not dog hair, but
Yeah.
other things.
Sunscreen.
Yeah.
Sunscreen.
Spilled drinks.
Yeah.
The party pool.
Kid pee,
Yeah.
all
Kid
those,
pee.
yeah,
I mean,
helps with all
adult
those
pee.
things.
Dog
Adult
pee.
Dog pee. Yeah.
Well, speaking of parties,
Yeah.
party
girl.
sister got married.
Party girl Maggie over here.
Oh my God. I know Stephanie
How was that?
and Ethan got married not last weekend, but the weekend prior. And it was so good. I just was on a serotonin high that entire weekend. I was just so happy being around Zach's side of the family and watching. I know I just kind of watched her throughout the entire planning process and having all her hard work come to this beautiful weekend. I was just so happy.
And Zach officiated.
Zach did officiate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
How was
that was
it his first time?
That was his first time officiating, and he has another wedding in December that he's also officiating.
Is he up for hire now? or-
Apparently, I know he
Look at
did
this.
bar mitzvah videos in his youth, and now he's transitioning to this phase of life where he will be just for hire for officiating people's weddings. But he did a really good job. He interviewed them a little bit and customized a speech that was really touching. I looked over at Zach's dad during the middle of it, and he just was welling up with tears. It was so good. But yeah, it was really special. I got some of the preview of her photographer's photos that she took that weekend, and I already started bawling. I was like, oh, it's so pretty. So happy for them.
It was a farm or a winery?
Oh yeah, it took place. For those who aren't aware, it's like the central coast of California in San Luis Obispo, and if anyone hasn't been before, it is absolutely beautiful. Just like lots of vineyards. It's kind of a college town, but like it took place like on this vineyard called Green Gate, and we stayed there the entire weekend. Family were able to stay on the property, and it was just stunning. Just like rolling hills. Even though like a lot of the hills are completely dry because of the California drought right now, it was absolutely still so stunning. Yeah. And the weather was perfect. It was like perfect during the day, a little chilly at night. But I wish we could go back to last weekend. It was so amazing.
To get you hyped for your wedding. Did you
It got
get
me
some ideas?
I definitely am happy to have her as a resource because there's just so many. I remember just watching her like fuss over little details and stuff. So it's actually nice to have her as a sounding board to be like, hey, what do you think we should do about this? And she's very helpful and super supportive. But it did give me a little bit of anxiety because I just remember like the welcome night. Just imagine being around like 100+ people that you just want to all talk to all at once. And it was just very overwhelming. And it wasn't even like my group of close friends, and I was already feeling stressed for them, but they handled it so beautifully and so fun.
I'm so glad.
Details matter.
Details do matter.
Don't stress her out even more.
Details do matter, but yeah.
They do, but also everybody that is going to be at your wedding is there because they love you.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true.
So don't stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do
Matt,
But do care.
You make it like really fun.
Yeah, make her too unstressed, but then she doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She needs a little stress.
and lean on your friends.
I think I have plenty of stress. After like everyone's like, oh, we can't wait for yours. I was like, we're not talking about ours this weekend, Carol. Yeah. And I just like kept prepping them. I was just like, we're here this weekend for them and we'll talk about ours another time.
Is that it? I guess I never really realized how close together you guys were getting married. Is that strange or is it wonderful?
It could have been closer. We were going to do it a little bit closer to them, but then I was like, she seems to be more put together on exactly what she wants, and she's going to be moving and she wants to do it at this time. So I was like, okay, you go first. And I know yours is going to be destination. So you go first and then I'll just have some separation, at least 6 months. So I was like, because hers, most of the family had to fly from the East Coast to California and either fly into San Francisco or LAX and then drive to San Luis Obispo, which is not close.
Right.
It's like a couple hours.
Yeah.
So a lot of people had to either rent cars or make a road trip. So, taking that into consideration as well.
For sure.
You could have just done a joint wedding,
That was discussed. That was discussed peak. Yeah.
And what was Zach like?
There had been
not. I need my diva day.
And there was definitely phone calls when we were like, well, we're just going to have like all this stuff anyway. And all the like half the people that we need. So like, should we do one on Friday, one on Sunday, one on Friday, one on Saturday? Like that makes sense. But then Zach was like, we absolutely cannot do that. That would just like take away from her wedding and hers from ours. Like absolutely not. But there were articles on Google, so it has been done. There were articles on Google.
Someone has done it.
Yes.
It does seem, it seems like it would make sense.
It's very practical.
It's very practical.
It's very efficient.
Yeah.
Also,
you get good bang for your buck.
it's a wedding.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking about practical here.
No.
Like you want the big, like, this is my day type of situation, right? Maybe not Maggie.
But you can't, I do not want that. Yeah.
I feel like you would just have to have two very different
Weddings.
Yeah.
weddings.
Yeah.
Like, if one's very traditional, one's going to be kind of crazy. Like,
Yeah.
something.
One's gonna be kind of
Yeah.
crazy. There's gonna be a bounce house at one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes. Told bounce house.
But that's my favorite area to go wine tasting
Is it?
is up there. Yeah.
A lot of
San Ynez Paso Robles area.
yeah.
Robles, Paso Robles.
Yeah. A lot of people like going to Napa, but the Central Coast is also very beautiful. And a lot of the times, I guess I was overhearing that with the fires and everything, sometimes they steal the grapes from like San Luis Obispo, Paso Robles area.
Yeah.
And
Who
make their
steals
wine.
the grapes?
Napa.
No,
There
no.
was thieves.
Great
Well, I'm sure they pay for them.
They pay
but,
for
you know,
them.
They're
Yeah.
putting them under their own labels,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the
yeah.
Paso labels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. You're so fancy.
Well, no, I like Paso because it's so
of-
close to us in LA, so it's easier to get to, and it's less expensive and it's less crowded. But I was reading an article the other day actually saying how Paso Robles is like how Napa used to be like 15, 20 years ago. Like people are really just starting to invest a lot of money and stuff there. So it's kind of the next
It's the next
region
spot.
that'll really take off.
And what is Napa like
California
now?
line. I've never been.
I've never been to
I've
Napa.
never been either.
It's too far.
I've never been
And we
to
live
Slough
here.
either.
Yeah.
I've only lived once. I've only lived
She's only YOLO'd once.
I've only been once, but it was before Ned and I were married. So like we didn't know anything. I still don't know anything. Who am I
Well,
kidding?
you know, when you get married, like literally the next day they hand you the wine packet and
Right.
they're like,
They're
here are
like,
all the things you need to know about wine.
Here are all the secrets that you get as a married person.
Yeah, it's in the marriage book.
It's in the marriage book.
Yeah.
There was
No,
one of the
so-
wineries we went to. I thought of you, Ariel, because their Chardonnays in the Central Coast aren't buttery and oaky.
They aren't, or they
No,
are.
they're more like Sauvignon
They're like
Blancs.
minerally.
Yeah,
You know,
yum.
I know this is crazy. I know this is crazy, but I've kind of been off the buttery.
Whoa.
Wow. So
I
proud
know.
of you.
I know.
Beautiful.
I've been into the like light mineral,
Yeah, the oaky crispy.
the oaky. Well, yeah, oaky crispy.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like stainless.
steel barrel.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know anything about wine, but I know what I like,
Nice.
and I like it cold.
Very cold.
Ariel's favorite
A couple
wine
ice cubes.
Very cold. Right?
is cold.
Very
I
cold.
learned how to make a dirty martini this weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got some bad intel that one of my friend's moms liked dirty martinis, but she actually just liked regular martinis. So
What's the
my
difference?
batch cocktail olive juice. Yeah, because her son said she likes martinis with olives, and then Keith was like, "That means dirty martinis," and I was like, "Great! I've always wanted to make one of these." So I made a little batch, and then I offered it to her, and she was like, "Oh God, no, I don't like those." And I was like, "Great! I also have the wine. Thank you. Here you go. Here you go."
Let me drink all this dirty martini myself.
You know what? Plus side, I put it in the freezer. It doesn't freeze because it's alcohol.
Oh,
Stays cold.
Just stays cold.
Yeah.
amazing.
So if anyone wants a dirty martini, pop on over.
Instead of tea time, dirty
Instead of
martini
tea time.
Dirty martini time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's like what, 3:00?
Yeah.
It's the
Somewhere.
martini.
You go over to Becky's house and she's like, "We have LaCroix and we have water, or you could have a dirty martini." It's just made. It's ready to go. I know what Matt would choose.
You'll just hear me on the
Obviously.
street as I'm approaching, clanging my glass, waiting.
Ma'am. Fill her up. Fill her up. So you guys, Rainie has been pushing a TikToker on us for months now.
Might be kind of an obsession.
And she might be a
Fascination.
little obsessed. We have never gotten to it in a segment. We always say we're going to get to them and then we never do. And I believe Matt is the only one here who had heard of the infamous Two Turnt Tony. So Matt, tell us who is Two Turnt Tony and what's the deal?
His name's Tony,
Thank you.
and he he became famous on TikTok. I don't know. He has millions of followers. I don't even know how many. Like so many.
17.
But he 17 million. You looked up.
That's what the
17 million followers.
That's what the note said.
But he is just one of those people that does just like the craziest, most inappropriate things, and you just can't look away. You know, so it's kind of one of those like, I won't say train wreck Tony, but that's kind of the vibes that he gives off.
Yeah.
But he's always coercing his family into things. So like his dad, his grandmother, and then his mom is usually screaming at him to stop.
Because he's like knocking down doors, something. He's like kicking doors open.
How
He like
how
gets his
old?
grandmother like so high that she can't walk anymore, you know, or like hot box, you know, like hot box in like a astronaut suit, you know, like crazy stuff like that. Or he has these girls that he puts ski masks on. And
Well, Rainie also questioned if it was the same girls all the time or the same girl all the time, or is it
I
different
feel
girls?
like it's changed out.
Okay.
Can I?
times,
Rainie's gotten closer. She's zoomed in.
Two turnt Tony. I'm imagining a middle-aged man.
No. He's like 20s.
He's a young kid.
Ripped.
And when you say girl, we're talking about like also 20-year-old women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to clarify my question, which is tough after this intro, but do you think I should date him? Does he have a soft side? Is my question.
Okay, so here's
Should Rainie date to turn Tony?
She's been trying to run him by us this whole time, you guys.
are the internet's older sisters.
Rainie, red flag, red flag, red flag. I mean, the ducks are a plus. I like the ducks.
So
But you can visit some ducks at a park.
update on Two Turn Tony. So he actually started an OnlyFans. And he's made a lot of money on his OnlyFans. That he paid back his sister's
did see
student
that.
loans.
Wow.
And he was able to let his father retire. So, he's helping take care of his family.
He's financially stable.
And I will say I did look at a YouTube video that was like, we looked at Two Turnt Tony's OnlyFans, so you don't have to. And apparently it was just like really PG,
Yeah.
which is like,
Just
you
like
know.
foot stuff?
So he, like Instagram photos. So he's not even that raunchy.
Have you ever gone on OnlyFans, Rainie?
I haven't. Have you?
No. You paused for a second, so I thought you were going to say yes. And I was like, get on the couch. We need to chat. Has anyone ever gone on OnlyFans?
No.
Subscribe.
To a
Okay, so you can't just like, you can't
Gone on.
you can't just like go on for a second.
you
the
have to
model,
pay
or are you-
a monthly subscription for whoever you want to
Okay, watch.
Yeah.
watch.
Okay.
Or
You can't get a little teaser, like a little taste.
I don't think so. I've never been on though.
Maggie's doing it right now. Her phone's about to, she's going in incognito mode.
Free trial. No, I am in full. You can see me, internet. You can see what I'm doing.
We're watching.
I'm just getting a bunch of ads.
Deep dive.
How to get OnlyFans free trial subscription for 1 month.
1 month.
I don't know. This all seems like,
Scammy.
yeah. Anyway, that's besides the point.
Besides the point. Besides the point. So you went to Turnt Tony's a clickable link that was describing what was on his OnlyFans.
Yeah, it was just a YouTube video.
Okay, just a
Yeah.
YouTube video.
Okay.
And so I've already voted no. I think we should pass on the Tony.
I mean, what are you looking for? I mean, you have not really asked her, Becky.
No.
What if she's looking to be one of the masked girls?
I mean,
in his video?
live your life. Live your life. If you're looking, I think he seems like he's good for a fun time, not a long time.
Yeah.
He does not seem like,
I do think,
someone you'd
I
stay
guess
with for
in
a
defense of
while.
him, I'm like, I think he's smart and loves his family. And,
Rainey, he spits in people's mouths. I think that was the very first TikTok that I saw of him, and I was like, now I'm just imagining your sweet little mouth.
hey, maybe Rainie likes that spit play. That's what you'd call it.
Let's just watch one right here.
Okay.
This is Two Turn Tony here, and we're just gonna play it.
Bye, Duck Daddy. We're not fucking doing this again. No.
Give me a second, I need to get my story
this
straight.
guy?
My friends are in the bathroom getting
Is that a
higher
fucking
than the
cum
Empire
stain?
State. Swaggy Daddy, oh!
Don't do it.
Poor mother.
Okay, is this high art? Is this secretly the true comedy? Is Two Turn Tony
that's what I'm saying, where I'm just
full satire?
it feels like it's the horseshoe moment where it's it gets so far on the hypersexual side that I'm like, is he now just wholesome?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like when you go too far left, you become a Republican.
Yeah,
That kind of
exactly,
vibe.
exactly. And I'm just okay, well, obviously, and I think because he's so extreme in one direction, I'm like, there has to be a yin to the yang, and I'm curious about the underbelly and the warm, vulnerable side of him.
that maybe this is his.
I don't know how you got there.
His TikTok personality is his TikTok personality is so extreme that you think that his home personality
Exactly.
is just wonderful, sweet, kind.
Or it could be boring,
He could be dull.
right? If he's that crazy on TikTok, then at home might just be like,
chill.
Lob. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does call his dad daddy, which I think is funny. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I think it's really
I
funny.
know
to
if it's a
do
pet
that.
duck that he reared.
Yeah.
Which Rainie said he's been raising ducks since he was like 12.
I know. He's been like gatekeeping, like duck raising now. He's like, this isn't how you do it. Like he like duets certain videos. And I'm like, oh my God, he's an expert. He's a duck expert.
Duck expert. I mean, how does that make you feel, right? Like, is that something that really does
something
it for
you look
you?
for in a mate.
I mean, no judgment, obviously.
Yeah.
No, I just think it's like I actually that is sort of like a negative for me. That he's like, you can't raise a duck like me. I'm like, calm down. Everybody can raise a duck, you know?
He's a little judgmental
Can they?
about
Can
animal
they?
husbandry.
Can everyone raise a duck?
I actually raised a duck once. Well, not really.
Okay.
No.
Okay, wait.
I
Maybe
did not.
This got a lot more interesting.
Well, not really. My neighbors like had found this duck that was like had a broken leg, and so for the day, because they were going out of town, me and my friend took care of the. It was a goose.
Was your friend's name Tony? Did he grow up to be two-turn Tony?
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
They were childhood friends.
The one that got away.
The one that got away.
I have a question, and it's: do we think that turnt Tony would like bring a nice gift to a potluck? Like, do we think? I feel like
What's
he's
your definition of gift?
Yeah, what
Okay,
kind of gift?
let's say there's
usually bring gifts to
let's say there's like a fun potluck going on.
Okay.
Do we think turnt Tony shows up and is like charming and kind and fine?
I think he'd bring a pasta salad for sure.
There's no way this guy's bringing something to a potluck.
I don't know. I'm divided
I
because I
think he
do
would-
think he brings things. I mean, he brought his sister.
He'd bring
like,
the beer funnel for
20
sure.
grand to pay off her student loan. He does throw it at you though. So you have to be okay with that. So he might bring something, but he might whip it at your face.
Right?
So he might knock your door down while he's doing it.
Maybe he'd bring something inappropriate like an egg salad that would go bad in the sun.
Is the most inappropriate thing to bring to a potluck an egg salad? Something really inappropriate.
Something like an egg with like cheese in it. Or something. No, actually, an egg salad would be good because that's mayo.
Do we know if two-turn Tony has a partner?
No, I've been trying to figure this out because like I'm not even that obsessed with him.
Rainie is deep in this.
But I have tried to figure out if he has a girlfriend because I think the ski mask girl might be his girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Can't tell.
Or
I mean,
that
do it
make
for the
you
content, you
feel?
know?
I'm just confused. I'm like, wait, I like,
I feel
yeah.
confused.
I'm just like so confused about whether or not she's a character in the whole like sort of performance that he has, or if the reason that her face is covered is because he's like, I can't be seen as having a partner. That's not my thing.
That's true. That's a really good point, actually.
Yeah.
From like a PR standpoint.
Yeah.
If you're already known for being this like crazy wild guy all by yourself, the minute you get wifed up, no
It's
dice. Or
exactly.
boyfriended up. He could be gay.
He could be. Do you guys think he's physically hot?
No.
No. Interesting.
Is that
He's like
mean?
ripped.
I think he probably goes to the gym, but is not.
Objectively,
Objectively,
I
not
think
for
he
me.
is good looking, but when I saw his videos, I was like, oh no. Oh no, hard pivot. He does, he has light eyes and dark hair. He looks like he's probably tall. Okay. But no, as soon as the video started playing, I was like, oh no. No, absolutely not.
Rainie, would you date someone who was obscene on the internet, but like nice outside of the internet?
Yeah, I think
Like,
so.
so like your parents. Wait, what if your parents saw two-turn Tony's video?
Like
you
grandma
know?
saw them.
Grandma
sorry,
saw
like any
two-turn
of the Try
Tony's video. Yeah.
I mean, I think my parents would think it was like funny. I don't know about my dad, but my mom would definitely be like, that's really chaotic. I mean, he does have 17 million followers. So I'm like, okay, well, he's clearly doing something well. But I'm like, is it the wrong followers, sort of?
I definitely think it's like teenage middle school boy, just heaven.
Oh,
Right?
I
Just
could
like
see
the
that.
type of-
I could
Yeah.
see that.
The type, I think that's his
Or
audience.
other Rainies.
Or other Rainies.
Other Rainie.
Yeah.
Becky, you're a hard no. You're a hard pass.
I'm a hard
right?
pass. I'm a hard pass.
I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt for Rainie. They have the duck thing in common.
It's true. They have the duck thing in common.
And like you can't like really judge someone based on like what they do for their job.
Well,
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
we can.
Like because he could
There's some
be-
jobs where I'm like,
Yeah, that's fair.
what kind of person
That's
does
fair.
that?
But he's like a character clearly on the internet.
Yeah.
And he's somebody completely different. He has proven to be somebody completely different, paying off student loans, calling his dad daddy. Like that's love there.
Ariel,
It's a
did you
strange
watch any
love.
of the videos?
I did not. It's a strange love. So I'm gonna say go for it, Rainie. Absolutely. Live your life and get it, girl.
Thank you so much, Ariel.
One no, one yes. Margaret?
I don't like the spitting in the mouth. I'm gonna go with a
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Rainy.
Okay.
Okay.
Matthew?
I feel like if you don't try, you'll always wonder.
Oh,
That's true. That's true.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
what do you think, Miles?
What could have been?
You're going to be the tiebreaker. Tiebreaker mine.
It makes me worried for Rainie. I've said this before. Rainie hasn't lived in LA that long. I think that I'm with Ariel. I want to give turnt Tony the benefit of the doubt, but I do think that it would be challenging for him to survive in like a situation where adults are operating.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see it. Yeah. And I wish you well with.
Like he's clearly a businessman. I mean, he started an OnlyFans page that is profitable. Like somebody who can't function in adult society can't do that.
Yeah. There's a lot of influencers that function in adult society that probably don't function in adult settings.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like a potluck. Is what
You
you're
like
saying.
a potluck.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that Rainie, maybe you could bring out the best in him.
That's part of it.
You want to change him. You want to make him less turned.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
But Rainie would bring the pasta salad.
Oh,
Yeah.
half turnt Tony.
Half
Sort of turned
Tony.
Tony.
Not as turnt Tony.
Turned on the weekends, Tony. Wow.
He sounds like a hoot, Rainie.
I know.
Go for it.
You know what? Shoot your shot, girl. Shoot your shot.
Becky,
hard to find,
Becky changes her tune.
I changed my team.
Good job.
None of us are
Like,
verified, so we
know.
can't slide into his DMs for you. But
Yeah, and that's okay. I don't know
I
if I could
would.
actually do it. Like thinking about like if he heard this, I'd be embarrassed. I think.
You'd be embarrassed, really?
Yeah, I would be embarrassed.
I mean, we did shit on him for a little bit here.
but
So I don't want Tony to
I mean,
hear
I guess
this.
here's a question: have you ever asked somebody out? Because to me, that is like the scariest thing in the world. Like I'm like think about him knowing that I think he's cute. Like that's like worst case snenario.
Worst case.
No,
Worst
the best
case.
case scenario. That's how you end up together.
Worst case, he blocks you.
Yeah. I feel like that would be the worst case.
That is a good question, though. Have you guys ever asked anybody out?
Yeah. I think I told it on this podcast before, but I gave my number to a calzone boy.
Calzone.
Calzone,
We dated for like
boy.
2 weeks and then couldn't go back to my favorite calzone spot.
That's heartbreak.
It was sad.
My
It
favorite.
was sad.
Yes.
Was it Zach?
It was not Zach. I asked out my barista.
Ooh, how'd you do it?
It took many visits for me to finally work up the courage, but it was the Brentwood Starbucks. And I was in college. Shout out to the Brentwood Starbucks. And then we went on 2 dates and I realized I did not like him. And then I ghosted him.
Ghosted.
Whoops.
And then I never went to that Starbucks anymore.
That was the end of the Starbucks.
That was the end. Yeah. But there was plenty of coffee shops around.
How did you do it? What was the method of asking him out?
He would always just try and strike up, just like a conversation every single time I'd go. And I think he was just being friendly. And then I forget how exactly, but he was talking about like what our plans were over the weekend. And I was just like, oh, my sister's coming to stay with me. I don't even remember the details, but.
Do you want to come meet my sister?
And then you were like, yeah, you want to come? You want to go get coffee
Yeah.
at this Starbucks right before?
Yeah, exactly. I think we went for Froyo back when Froyo was like all the rage. And
still
there was
love Froyo, though.
there was a pink berry on every corner.
How'd you ask out? Your
I
boyfriend.
can't even remember, like so long ago, like over a decade.
You just winked.
Winked.
Matt
Or, like,
doesn't
a
even have
club
to
or
ask
something.
Matt just
anybody out.
sparkled on the way in.
Yeah.
I just look and they know.
He just
The men and women just
he
throw
glows
themselves
with an
at him.
inner like just love, and people just flock to him.
Flock.
Flock.
Yes, sounds like a cult leader.
So aggro for a moment there. Oh my gosh. Rainie, do you want us to help you devise a plan to meet Two Turnt Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we-
But I do also want to go on the record saying that like I am attracted to him, but I am also repulsed by him. You know? So just so you guys know, like I do see the like disgusting side of him. But
yeah.
also, yeah, I definitely want what do you guys suggest? Is it a DM thing?
I think it's a DM thing.
I don't know where he lives also. I don't think it's LA.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Kind of seems like a Boston guy to me.
I was thinking like Michigan or something, but
Michigan.
I mean, he gets so many DMs though, so how would I put myself apart?
I think you gotta have a good like hook that first couple sentences because it's gotta be
Or-
like that's all they see. You know, if they're scrolling,
Keith's gonna do it
gotta have like a.
for Rainie.
I feel like that would definitely violate some HR labor rules.
Okay, you know how Keith did that thing where he was trying to get DJ Khaled to like talk to him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we do that for Rainie? We'll start a Twitter thing.
A hashtag.
A hashtag. Okay, there we go.
Ariel, are you on Twitter?
I have Twitter, but I don't read it.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't
know.
either.
I have to pick and choose.
You only get so much time
I only have
alone.
so much time. But no, we'll do that. And then we'll just like the sheer number of people, Rainie, that want this to happen for you. And then it will.
sounds like manifestation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah. It could also be a situation of like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
I'm
like,
literally
someone could know Two Turnt Tony that's listening. Someone could have a friend of a friend who is friends with Two Turnt Tony.
If anyone
getting
knows
cold
Two
feet,
Turnt
though.
Tony,
I'm
please
getting
let us
cold
know.
feet.
Comment below. I don't know. Comment below and
This has
upvote
happened.
it.
This has happened so many times where Rainie comes out of the gate, is like, "Oh, like I love this person." Talks about them at an extent, and it's just like, "Wait, I'm
scared.
nervous now." Then I'm realizing that this podcast is very successful,
I need to.
and then like a lot of people are gonna hear this.
You're like the Homer Simpson meme where he like backs up into a bush.
She's like, no, Tony, don't look at me. All right, Rainie, we'll give you time to decide before this episode comes out in what, 2 weeks? She's got some time to decide if she wants to leave.
Also, you know, even if Two Turnt Tony, even if we get his phone number, even if we get into his DMs, whatever, you know, you can always say no. You know, once we
That's true.
once we
Change your
find out
mind.
what kind of a person he actually is.
That's true. You have the power.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should look up how he voted.
Ooh. Can you do that?
I think so. There was that thing for a while where you could, right?
That seems intense.
We should see.
Oh no, you can just see if someone voted. You can't see who they voted for.
Oh, we should see if he voted.
You can't
should
see
see
their,
if he
like their
voted.
party affiliation.
There's no fucking way in hell this guy voted.
I believe in my heart that Two Turnt Tony is a
Ariel,
really
you are giving this
invested
man-
citizen.
Wow.
Like 20 years, Wes is going to be Two Turnt Wes.
In my heart, I think this is a good man.
Is he Googleable? Like, I didn't Google him. I just watched the videos that you sent. Like, is this something we can maybe find out?
I think so. I mean, he has interviews. I haven't watched them, but I have like sort of in research for this episode specifically. I have like, you know, and he's like, but it's interesting. Like
Personal
his-
research.
Yeah, just sort of for this specifically, it was billable hours, but
Billable hours.
but yeah, I think he's smarter. I think he is smarter than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
Like he
I love Miles' glances. Side glances.
Miles disagrees.
yeah, he
Judgment in his entire body.
I don't think you need a master class to be able to go viral. I think it's like cool, but I don't think it makes him like, I don't know.
But he stayed popular. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It is tough to sustain that level of popularity.
For sure, yeah.
Because eventually people are going to get sick of the turntness.
Or you're going to do something really terrible and get canceled.
Yeah. And arguably he's doing something really terrible and not being canceled. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's being celebrated.
What do you think his controversy will be when it comes out?
It's interesting. Yeah, I do feel like he has done a lot. Like I feel like if he was gonna get canceled, he probably would have already.
Yeah.
But I guess like he hasn't been like any of the phobes.
Yeah.
So
It's good to not be a phobe.
that's really good. That's sort of like the baseline. What will he get canceled for? I feel like it's going to be something on the other end of the spectrum, which is just like tax fraud or something like that.
Whoa,
You know? Like something
like
really
a
like white collar.
crime, a Jersey Shore crime.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he has a lot of merch out right now.
He has merch.
Yes.
Where
does
do you
the
think
merch
you got the
say?
$20,000?
Like a lot of merch, actually. Like a lot. Scrolling.
What does it say?
Two turnt.
Two turnt, Tony, cheetah golf shirt. Too much. Two turnt versus everybody. The drinking hoodie. Welcome to the shit show. Two turnt.
I'm not into this merch.
Two
You guys.
turnt on the lady's bottom.
Oh,
Whoa.
I think Maggie would look good in that.
that one.
Live in. He's living. Everything
he's
says
live
live
in.
in. The two turnt boys with he and his dad. The duck bottle hoodie. Like
Duck
I feel like maybe
bottle?
Rainie should have this. You know,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
kind of cute.
a duck head coming out of a beer bottle.
Yeah, that's kind of cute.
Like a lot. He's got quite a few things. You know,
I mean, he's a businessman.
romanticized blackouts. Not
Tony.
I feel like that's how he's gonna get canceled.
That's how it's gonna get canceled. Yeah.
Yeah, too extreme.
Somebody's gonna
drinking
get.
culture.
Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Liver failure is not cute.
Just
No.
start living for a living.
Well, that was our deep dive into Two Turnt Tony, but really more a battle cry for Rainie to maybe meet or interact with Two Turnt Tony at some point if she still wants to, and if she doesn't, none of us are going to talk about Tony again. He'll be dead to us.
Thank you so much. That is all I could have asked for and more.
We got you, Rainie.
But thank you guys so much for listening to us this week. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, downloading, send us some emails.
Let us know if you know Tony.
Let us know if you know Tony, unless, minds are changed, and then don't let us know if you know Tony. Then you're going to knock it out. But make sure you're wearing your mask. Make sure you're vaccinated and boosted, peeing after sex, tipping your
it real.
servers. What'd you say, man?
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real. Always keep living.
Just be nice to people.
Be nice to people. And, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.